as we get back to the really funny stuff, Shaun Waterman is here. Now, Shaun came to us from the BBC. He kind of felt that Washington was a fun place to be. He stuck around, and he has just joined the ranks of the previously employed. So please, ladies and gentlemen, help Shaun Waterman.
Absolutely. Need all the help I can get here. These are all in the wrong order. I mean, if the president needs a teleprompter, I think I'm allowed my index cards, right? So I was very nervous when I was asked to do this. I wasn't certain that I could be funny. Then I realised that I'd worked for UPI for nearly 10 years, and if that didn't make you a laughing stock, I don't know what would. Actually, as Bob pointed out, there is a new punchline to that joke, because I was actually laid off 2 weeks ago. But when I went to work for UPI, it's like a sliver of its former self, but then it always has been. I met someone who wrote an obituary. She said, I wrote an obituary for UPI when they laid me off. And I was like, oh, when was that? And it was 1985. When I first went to work for UPI in 1999, it was a bit like that movie, Escape from New York, where Kurt Russell plays this character, Snake Plissken, and he goes to New York, and everyone he meets says, Snake Plissken, I heard you were dead. It was like, UPI, didn't they close down? Well, nearly, and now even more nearly. I was laid off. We say in England, I was made redundant. It's kind of sort of sad word, really. Great Woody Allen joke. He says, my father was made technologically unemployed. He was replaced by a little widget about this big that did everything my father did, only better. And the sad thing for him was that my mother went out and bought one as well. There is obviously a huge and ugly boulder rolling through the news business at the moment. Anyone else unemployed out there? Well, drink up, because I can do without the competition tomorrow. Shortly after, and that's significant, shortly after I went to work for UPI, it was bought by the Moonies. And I have to say, for the record, that they never challenged my editorial judgment or asked me to get married in a football stadium to a woman I'd only met 2 minutes before. But during the years that I worked for the Moonies, I did think it impolitic to tell jokes about them to anyone who didn't also work for them. Now, of course, well, I'm not going to take the piss out of any future employers, potentially, am I? So a man walks into a bar and he says to the barman, I'll have a whiskey. The barman gives him a whiskey. He says, here you go. All Moonies are arseholes. And he drinks it down. Guy at the end of the bar turns to him. He says, I resent that remark. And our friend says, why, are you a Moonie? He says, no, I'm an arsehole. So, a lot of unemployment going around. I am in good, or at any rate, very numerous company. The internet has sort of blown up our business model a bit, hasn't it? I mean, if news is free and any teenager with an internet connection can do what I do. So I'm fucked. And I'm starting to understand how those monks must have felt that made the illuminated manuscript with the arrival of the printing press, right? It's like the 5 stages of bereavement, anger, denial, whatever. Phase 1, This printing press of Mr. Gothenburg's will never catch on. It is a passing fad. Phase 2. How can we get in on this printing fad? And, of course, phase 3, that's where all the management monks get their golden parachutes and the rest of us are left trying out for a second career as a stand-up comic. So I am English, you might have noticed, and I had, thank you, we don't hold grudges, you shouldn't either. And as a result of my Englishness, I had a bit of a moment with the First Lady this week. She is so cool. I mean, I love her, right? She's come to the neighbourhood, Adams Morgan, Mary's Centre, the elementary school on 18th Street. She is so fucking cool. She makes Jackie Kennedy look like Barbara Bush. That's how cool. But I did have a moment with her this week when every fibre of my being was crying out to her across the chasm of race and nationality, screaming, and I was screaming, "Don't touch the Queen!" That's why they wear gloves. They don't like it. So, a reporter and an editor are lost in the desert. And don't stop me if you've heard this. And they're wondering. They're wondering for days. They're on the verge of like expiring from hunger and thirst. They crawl over the brow of this sand dune, and there, spread out before them, is an oasis. Palm trees, cool, clear blue water, camels, the full 9 yards. They run down the hill. The reporter flings himself full length into the clear blue water and starts greedily lapping it up. After a second or two, he realises the editor is not at his side. He looks up to see, to his horror, the editor's peeing in it. And he says, "What are you doing?" And the editor says, "I'm making it better."